Time then to find out what those chartbuster ideas are. Nooresh and Kunal joining right back in. Kunal, what's your chartbuster?
So I'm going with the metal pack and the metal theme, which I've been highlighting over the last few weeks, and JSW Steel continues to be a chart which is looking very attractive. Now, what's changed for JSW Steel? So, typically we see a stock going into an uptrend, and in an uptrend, the stock tries to, get back into a resistance trend line mode. But for JSW Steel, there's been a big change which has happened so far, and the stock which was taking resistance at this particular trend line resistance point in the previous last 2-3 years of the price uptrend the stock has shown, has now managed to break past about this major trendline resistance, which means we are looking at two important factors. One is that the beta of the stock has changed from being a slow, steady, gradual, staggered uptrend for the stock. We could be looking at the pace increasing for JSW Steel, as well as the previous resistance is now acting as a support for the stock, which means closer to this 975.80 mark could be taken as a very good support point for JSW Steel, and traders who are looking at building fresh long positions could continue to do that with this kind of a support for the stock in the near term.
Okay, that makes sense. Nooresh, what's on your radar?
Oh, that's the chart for Reliance Industries. Very interestingly placed, the stock is back to 2,800 odd levels. This is the price point it was on the day of elections. And also, this is the price point it broke out back in February of this year. So almost a 6 to 9 month period of zero return out here. 2,700 to 2,800 is a very strong band of support. So out here could be a good time to accumulate with a stop loss at 2,650. And from here on, it could again go back to previous all-time high eventually. So it's a good accumulator, a good entry point in the large cap stock right now.
All right, let's find out then the top recommendations that our chartists are flagging off. And Kunal, what are you tracking?
So the two buy calls which I would suggest at current levels, one would be an ICICI Bank with a short-term target of 1350. Stop loss could be kept at 1200 mark. And the second would be a buy on TCS. That's a chart which is looking attractive in terms of support. Buy with a target of 4340, stop loss at 4160.
Okay, there you have it. It's sticking to the large caps for Kunal. And meantime, Nooresh, your top trades?
So first remains a buy on Info Edge, which continues to make new highs, good momentum here. Stop loss at 8,000, target price of 8,600. Second is a buy on HDFC Bank, good risk reward entry point. It started off from 1650. So at this zone, a very small stop loss at 1640, expecting a bounce back to 1750.
Okay, and it's that fest.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.